All right. Today what I did was I touched up all the little break-ins in my clear. All this was broken into right here through the clear, and some of it was down to the base, some of it to the epoxy in certain places. There was six, seven, I don't know, six, seven places. One was here, so I touched up that place with base. And down here I had to actually put epoxy. I'm sorry it's a bit dark, but I had to put epoxy first, then my base. I put some base here, right here. There was a little spot there that I had to put some base on because I broke through in that corner. Remember, there was a red spot here. And the base, it laid down real nice with that little mini gun that I bought. So, $25 gun works really good. Right here I had ran through it real far, and as you can see, it's all nice and black now. I'm not a professional painter. This is like my first time painting a car with a base clear. I've done single stage jobs, you know, here and there, but I've done rattle can jobs, but I've never done base clear on my own car. I've always paid someone to do it. So this is all new to me. I don't claim to know it all. I'm learning as I go, and I hope you guys learn from my mistakes. So I had a couple burn-ins through here up top and one down here. So these are the only ones that actually you can see a little bit of a ripple ring, halo ring. You can barely see it there, but up here you can kind of see a little halo ring. I didn't epoxy there either, so what I'm going to do is probably sand that out with a gray scotch brite pad, and if it comes out, it comes out. If not, I might have to put some more base or maybe even some epoxy, because that's kind of bugging me. But yeah, you can't really tell, but you know, it's there. But other than that, everything else blended in real nice over the burn throughs. And I kept thinking, how do they do this? You know, I wasn't sure if I'd have to go over the color everywhere or just those spots, but I guess it's the way they do it. You know, when you burn through, you just put your base on. Sometimes if it's down to metal, you put your epoxy. Sometimes you can put epoxy if it looks like it's real deep, so you don't have that little ring. But I didn't get any other rings, halo rings, over anything else. It was just those couple spots up there. So I'm going to try to fix those probably tomorrow. Everything else looks good. I've checked all the corners and everything. I went and scuffed all this. So the car's pretty much ready for clear. It's ready for clear now. Usually they call it a flow coat. It's still considered a flow coat because I only burned through in a couple corners. So most of this is just clear. The first clear that I did, the first 3 coats. I did have a lot of solvent pops. I got 99% of them taken care of. There's probably a couple little tiny little ones here and there that I missed, but the majority of them are taken care of. I don't see, you know, you might see like a little tiny ones, like you can see that kind of, but I'm pretty sure the clear will go right over that because those are like microscopic. But yeah. And I think the reason for the solvent pop is I had this fan on, and the temperature in here was, it was like 60 on the panel here, 69, 70 when I had the heater on. I don't know if you know, in the video I had the heaters. I had 2 heaters on back here. I had one that blows air and one radiator one, and that was blowing in the warm air through the fan. But this fan drops the temperature like 5 degrees, and also after I did the base, the power kept going out because it was drawing too much power from those heaters. So I turned both heaters off, and by the time I got to spray my clear, the temperature was going down from 69, probably was down to like 65. And then with that fan on, it was like low 60s at that point. And when I had done my first clear coat, I didn't let it flash for some reason. I went back and I looked at the video, and it showed only, I think it was 6 minutes, 8 minutes, something like that. Flash time. That's not enough time. It says 10 to 15 minutes flash from your first coat, which is your first tack coat, wet tack coat, and that's at optimal temperatures of like 70, 75 degrees. And the hardener or the reducer that I'm using is a RU311, which is a warm or medium reducer, which is from 75 to 85. And so you can see I was way under the 75 range. I was like at 65. So I was like 10 degrees under that. So I'm thinking that's what gave me the solvent pop and not letting it flash long enough, because these solvent pops were real deep. They were like down to the first layer of clear. So that tells me that the first layer of clear was not set enough, it was not tacked enough for the second coat. And that's my fault. I don't even know why. You know, you spend days prepping to do this, and you have it all written out. You have your little cheat sheet, everything, what to do, how many minutes, and for some reason that one problem arose, and I just didn't let it flash for some reason, which is stupid, you know. But that's my fault. You know, you could see in the video where I actually went to grab the timer, and it was like 1 minute left. And so when I put that coat on, I had put it on 5 to 10 minutes early, and I should have not put it on so that timer had went off, because I had set it for 15 minutes. So that's my fault. That's my mistake. And I hope you guys learn from my mistakes, because a little thing like that, just not following the flash times and being in the cold weather that it is right now, can really screw you up. And not only that, I tried to put little, you know, the Eastwood guy, he talks about putting little dabs of clear coat on your fish eyes. Well, I thought those were like fish eyes, but solvent pop is different than fish eyes. Fish eye is more like from a contamination of dirt or oil or something that makes it look like a fish eye. But these were solvent pops, which looks like pinholes. I went around and tried to poke every little pinhole with some clear, and that just made it even worse, because then to buff it or to wet sand it, I had to really sand with 1000 grit to get those little you know, clear spots. They look like little pimples everywhere, and I had hundreds. So that was even worse, and I just edited that out, because I don't even want you guys to even see what I did, because that was just ridiculous. I should have never even tried that. Yeah, so if you have a solvent pop issue like I had, do not try to cover it up. Do not try to put more clear in there. Just sand it down. I mean, you could tell I still have clear. I can buff this if I wanted to. If I didn't go through the burns, I could have buffed it and I could have left it the way it is. It would probably only have like one layer of clear though, because I sanded so much off. So, I mean, I could have done that, but because I did the burn-ins, I have to, you know, I have to clear it anyway. So I'm just gonna flow coat it another 3 coats. But this time, when I put the first clear, it's gonna be at least 20 minutes wait, at least 15 to 20 minutes. And if it's cold, I'm gonna even maybe 20-30 minutes. But hopefully, if it's around 70 degrees, 75, which it's gonna be warm coming up this week, if it is around those temperatures, I should be good at 15 minutes. And then the next coat, 20 minutes. So just keep an eye on the clock, put your timer out, and don't skip the timer. I should have actually waited for the timer. I don't know why I didn't, but yeah, that one little hiccup screwed up my whole paint job. I mean, not to the point that I have to start completely over, but you know, I had to go around and do a lot of prep work getting this thing looking good again. So yeah, so that's my mistakes, guys. So I wanted to put this on make sure it goes on to my YouTube video, because I think it's important that it only takes one little mistake in your prep work or in your body work or in your paint work Just one. That's all it takes. And it could be a little mistake. It could be just a couple minutes, you know, that you didn't follow. And that's all it takes. You know, it could be you didn't put a bucket down so you can stand up here to reach over, and then boop, you get your clothes into your paint. Or dragging the hose around and then not pulling it over enough, and then it goes into your car. There's so many mistakes that can be made when painting, and that's how I know now why they charge 5 to 10 grand for paint, because there's just so many things that can go wrong, and you just have to be on your game. You have to do everything right, or you're gonna have to do it again and again and again to get it right. Sure, I could have left it with the solvent pop and buffed it out, and I would have had a paint job that looked okay. It was shiny, as you could see, but it would have had dots everywhere, and that just ain't right. So that's it.